Hey everyone, today 10 Valentine's Day crafts that would make perfect spring decor. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Tanya, and if you're returning, welcome back. And I do hope that you all like, share, and subscribe. For our first one, Wall Art Heart Trio. For our first design, I'm going to be taking these heart-shaped decor pieces. That is a new item at Dollar Tree. They have several of these in this whitewashed look, and they're so pretty. I'll try to get a video of that coming soon. And I'm going to be using the scrapbooking paper that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And this is kind of a vintage style of the scrapbooking paper. Thought it was really pretty. This is the contact paper that I am using on my work area there. I got that at Amazon. I'll leave that in the description for you. And I'm just going to start tracing out the shape of the heart, and I am just going to be gluing these right onto the back there. And I just thought this looked so pretty, and this kind of had that nice little vintage style to it. And I think this made an adorable wall art piece. But everyone, you could do so many things with these new heart-shaped wall art pieces now from Dollar Tree. And I think I'm going to pick up a few more of these to do some different designs. I've got some more ideas. Now, once I get all of my cardstock glued to the back of my hearts, I'm going to be using, it's kind of like a braided burlap type ribbon. And I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. I think it was in the wedding section there where they have a lot of those ribbons. But I'm just going to go ahead and make a little heart trio out of this. And I'm just going to cut about a 4-inch piece of the ribbon and just glue that on to the hearts and make it where they can all just kind of hang down. And I like to use that Gorilla Hot Glue. I think that holds really well on all of the projects. Now, I did leave one of the little hanging hooks on the back of one of the hearts, and that way I had a way to hang it up on the wall. And I thought this looked really pretty just the way it was, very simple. But I have so many beautiful vintage buttons. I'm probably going to be adding those in to a lot of my little decor pieces this year. And I thought this was such a pretty one, so I just added a couple of the little buttons right there at the top just to give it a cute little accent. And then, of course, I love greenery on everything. You can put some greenery on or leave it off if you choose, but I just wanted just a touch. But everyone, look how beautiful this is. I thought this made an adorable wall art decor piece. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you like this one. For my next design, let's create the vintage garden shelf sitter. I'm going to be taking one of those silver trays from Dollar Tree, and I'm using the color Sandstone in the chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm just going to be painting that around the edges. Now, I'm using that black flash acrylic paint that I use on a lot of my Christmas bells, and I like to just put a glove on and rub it in. Now, I just picked a copper color out of my paint stash and just rubbed that on top of there. I was really trying to get lots of texture, and then I took some black wax and just rubbed over top of this, and it made it look so vintage. And then I just wanted to pick some of this scrapbooking paper that had just the simple writing on there, and I thought this made such a beautiful little vintage garden decor piece. Now, you could also put a hanger on this and hang it on the wall, but I just decided today to use this as a shelf sitter. Now, I had these little lavender sprigs that I picked up at Dollar Tree. These are new, I think. They're really long and hang really pretty. So if you can find those, I would grab some. I think they're going to be great for spring decor. Next, I'm going to take some of the small little wood hearts that they have in the little packs there in the Valentine's Day section at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to glue them right on that outside edge and just make it look like the hearts were kind of bubbling up underneath the flowers there. I thought that was a really pretty way to do this. And I just used a light pink color, and I thought that looked really pretty with that lavender. And I just used my finger with a glove and rubbed that paint on. And I think that's a really easy way to do that. I do that often where I don't have to grab my brush, and it seems like it works really well. Now once I get all of my hearts on here, then I'm going to start adding just a few more sprigs of greenery and just a tiny little pop of color of some different flowers that I had in my craft stash. But everyone, I think this is a perfect transitional piece where it has just that nice little touch of the Valentine's Day decor for February, but you could leave this up through the spring and summer, and I just think it makes a wonderful little vintage garden decor piece. And you could also put something like this on your front porch also in the spring. Now I decide to add just a little pop of color by adding some more of a richer pink color. But everyone, look how beautiful this turned out. What a beautiful little piece. I've got it sitting up there leaning on a candlestick. And I thought this makes a wonderful little decor piece for February right through spring. Let me know if you enjoyed this one. For my next design, Vintage Heart Door Greeter. And everyone, this is my favorite, I think, today. They have these plastic hearts every year at Dollar Tree. And I love to make vintage bells. I'll leave a couple links to those in the description. I did sand those a little bit. It really helps the paint adhere to these because they're such a shiny plastic. And you can see I just glued them together with some tacky glue, and now I'm taking that sandstone color again and just really getting a good coat of paint on these. And I love to build up paint textures, so I'm going to be taking that black flesh again, and I'm just going to kind of dab it on with a sponge. That is the easiest way to do this when you're trying to get this look. I start adding some of the glam gold on here. And these colors are so beautiful together. As long as you've got like a dark color underneath the gold color, you're really going to get that textured look on these. Now I'm going to dry these really well, and I decided I wanted them just a little bit brighter on the one side, so I really dab that in there, but it's those undertone colors that really make this pretty. I had some rusty wire I just kind of cut in little pieces, and I'm just going to squeeze that on to the little hook area that was already on the hearts. Tie these with some rope twine, everyone, and you have got beautiful little vintage hearts to hang up as a door greeter. You could use these in so many designs. Now I had this little towel hook that I picked up at Dollar Tree and some greenery in my craft stash, and I just decided to zip tie that on there, and I ended up hanging this on my wall actually instead of the door. And then I pulled out these little roses that I had picked up at Goodwill. It was in a basket, and then added some more sprigs of greenery here and there. But I hope that you can get lots of inspiration from this one, because I can see so many different ways to create these designs just using this little towel rack holder and some greenery and some fun little objects to hang off of the hooks. But today, of course, we're going to be using my vintage hearts that we created. But everyone, did these not turn out beautiful? You'll have to let me know in the comments if you're going to give this one a try, because it was definitely one that I'll keep for my spring and Valentine's Day decor. Now I found my wood beads at Goodwill, and I thought this made the perfect hanger. And I love how the black looks with all of the colors I have, the gold and the cream colored roses. But everyone, here it is hanging on the wall, and I love this piece, and I hope that you do also. Now for our next design, buttons and beads, heart trio wall art. I'm going to be taking one of those larger wood hearts from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using that same scrapbooking paper. And I just thought this piece was really pretty, And I thought this was something just a little bit different. Now you could use any type of colors on this that you wanted to. I was just really enjoying this vintage paper today, so I decided to use this and most of my designs on here today. Now there is a smaller heart that I'll be gluing right there on the side, and I did find this piece of scrapbooking paper. It's where they have those in Hobby Lobby, that's the loose pieces that you can pick up. And I just like the texture on this. You can't see it really good until the end, but it just had a really pretty kind of creamy color with a raised texture to it. And I thought that went perfect for some contrast for this design. But once I glue these on with that tacky glue, I'm going to be pulling out my buttons and my wood beads and just kind of outlining the hearts with this. And these vintage buttons, everyone, I love playing in these. So I just decided just to start pulling all kinds of different ones and lining them around the edge. And they really stand out with the kind of creamy white background. But once I get all my buttons on there, I'm just going to take some of these wood beads that I had in my craft stash, and then we're going to add the wood beads around the other heart. And I just thought this was a fun design. This is something maybe you could have in like a little sewing area, or you could just set it up on a shelf. This would look beautiful in that primitive decor theme also. And I just thought it was a really neat little creative way to create some Valentine's Day and spring decor. Now, I had one of those little tiny hearts that you get at Dollar Tree that had the word love there. And I just took like a copper color and just painted that lightly and then just glued that right on to the bottom part of my white heart and added a few little sprigs of greenery on this design. And I thought this made just an adorable little piece that you can hang up or you could put on a shelf. Well, everyone, I hope that you're enjoying these so far today. I do have 10 DIYs for you today, and all of these, like you see, can be transitioned right into your spring decor. Now for our next design, we're going to do a wood heart trio shelf sitter. This was another one that I thought was so simple and so cute that you could just set up in any little nook or cranny just to have that little touch of a Valentine's Day or even just for spring. And like I said, I think this one has a little bit of the primitive look to it mixed with the vintage. But I had these scrapbooking pages and they were all different wood tones, and I thought this would be so fun just to take those wood hearts. Now the wood hearts I did pick up at Hobby Lobby. These are the ones you can get every year there, and they don't have the little hole in the top, and I always like to grab a pack of these. But I did a glue stick on this and just kind of rub that on there to stick down my scrapbooking paper. This paper was a lot thinner, so the glue stick worked really well for this. And once I got those all put together, then I decided to build them up into this beautiful little heart trio. And then I used one of those oval shape wood bases that they have there in that Craft Your Square section at Dollar Tree. And everyone, I always like to pick those little wood bases up. They are perfect. And it seems like you can find more of those this time of year. And I just did a light little stain. I used that Waverly Antique Wax. And then I'm just going to take those little tumbling towers and glue like a little base there so I can glue on my little wood heart trio. But everyone, this could not have been simpler. And what a cute little shelf sitter this made. Now, I had some of this really fun little black and white cluster of hearts, and I just decided to put some of this paper on a couple of these just to add that little bit of contrast, and just stuck one there. And then I decided to add a little bit of greenery, and I did just a tiny bit of flowers, and I had these little beads that look like glass, and I just added those on there for fun. But everyone, look at what a simple and cute little shelf sitter this made. I thought this was so adorable and just so easy to make. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one, everyone. Now for our next design, hanging bouquet wood plaque wall art. Now this was another one that I really liked. I thought this went really well with the vintage hearts. These are those little sticker pieces you can get there in the Craft Your Square section. And I love to use those just as little accents in the corner. And then I just took some of that black wax that I had and rub that over there just to give just a light color tone. I added a hanger to the back, and then I took another little hook, and I'm taking those new little lavender pieces is what it looks like to me, and one of those vintage hearts. I added a primitive bow just because I kind of like the little primitive feel with this. And everyone, look how beautiful this turned out. Pop that little lavender heart on there. And I thought this is perfect to hang up for just one of those little narrow walls or right there at your entryway, maybe into your home. But very simple, very sweet. And you could also hang dried herbs on this. Now for our next design, Rose Bouquet Shelf Sitter. This is another really simple one. All the items from Dollar Tree. I used one of those cute, I call these like little bubble vases, and I painted it white, and then I sanded down my little oval plaque, and we're going to put some more of that antique Waverly wax on here, and I just rub that in and wipe it off with a baby wipe. And I'm just going to glue down my little bubble vase, I call it. And then they had those packs of the little love and X and O. And I decided just to glue those right in front there. Got that cluster at Dollar Tree of those flowers. And then I decided to build that little bubbled up heart thing again. And everyone, that made the cutest little shelf sitter, and it could not have been more simple to create. And just another one of those really fun designs. I really like those little roses. They did good putting that cluster together. And like I said, I found those at Dollar Tree. I was really impressed with those. They remind me of the ones you get at Michael's. But everyone, here it is. And look how adorable this is. This would be a nice little gift for someone. This would look great for them to set in their office for Valentine's Day. And I think it would still pass for something really cute to have up at spring. You could change out the flowers in it. Now for our next design, Love is in the Air, another shelf sitter. Now this is just a simple picture frame that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be painting that frame again to have kind of that vintage, rustic kind of look to it. And I'm going to be using some more of the scrapbooking paper. Now this one I decided I was just going to take some of that Waverly Antique Wax, and I really just rubbed that on there good. And then I took some of that black flash and just kind of rubbed that all in. Everyone, it works so well using gloves to do that. And then I cut out the scrapbooking paper that just had the writing on it again. And I just decided to just glue that right on. I did take the glass out of this design because I just personally don't like the way the glass looks. But everyone, look how beautiful that turned out with that black flash and that gold and all that on that picture frame. Now, I like this brick red, and I decided to take one of those little wood hearts and added another little heart there. Took some of these little picks and added that brick red. And I thought, how fun would it be to make it look like these were little heart balloons? So I just took some of my white string that I had in my craft stash and made it look like those were little heart balloons coming up from the big heart. And I thought this made another adorable little piece that you could set up in an office or just on a shelf anywhere in your home. And this one is a little bit more Valentine's Day, but I would leave this one out too through spring. I just thought it looked really pretty, making it look like it was little balloons of hearts coming up there. But everyone, I hope you're enjoying these. And if you are enjoying the DIYs, go ahead and leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here as part of my YouTube family. And definitely let me know what you think of these designs. Well, everyone, here this one is displayed. And I think these little hearts look absolutely adorable. What a cute little shelf sitter. Now for this design, we're going to create a blooming heart wreath. I'm going to take one of those single wreath rims, wrap it in rope twine, and you can get those at Dollar Tree in a pack of 3. And I'm going to take that same lavender strand, and I bought like 4 of these, and I'm just going to zip tie these on. Everyone, you can see how easy it is to put these together. They curve around perfectly and makes a perfect shape on the wreath. I'm going to take those wood hearts, the one that said love, and I added another heart on top of that. And I just decided to leave these in the natural color and just glue them around the wreath. You could paint them if you like. And then I'm going to take some of these really simple spring flowers, and I'm just going to tuck them down in between each little bit of the lavender. Now, if you're going to put this on your door, yes, definitely glue it down. But like I said, I just wanted to pop these in here to just show you how simple and quick you can create a beautiful wreath. I'm going to take those little hearts that were on the sticks and pop those down in there. And everyone, look how sweet this is. It just came together so quick and made a beautiful little wreath for the spring season that was perfect for Valentine's Day also. Now for our last design, we're going to create Love and Bloom wall art. I took another one of those wood hearts and took some more of that scrapbooking paper that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and this was that white one with the texture on it. And I'm going to use that tacky glue once again and just glue this on. And I was going to paint this white, but I ended up using that brick red. Now I picked these little flat beads up at Goodwill, and oh, I wished I would have found several more of these. Look how perfect these glue around there. It makes a wonderful border. And then I just took that brick red and rubbed all over here with a paintbrush, and then I took a baby wipe and just kind of wiped some of it off, and I really like how that left it looking like a really aged vintage look. Now I'm going to create a really pretty garden scene on this, so I just wrapped a little bit of string around there, and I'm going to be wrapping a little bit more of the twine and creating just a really simple string bow. And I wanted to pop some of that greenery that I picked up last year at Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to start adding some of these beautiful spring flowers. I had all of these in my craft stash, and I'm just going to create this beautiful little blooming garden scene. And that's why I said this is perfect for spring and Valentine's Day. Got those little birds at Dollar Tree, and everyone, look how beautiful this turned out. Well, everyone, that is it for today's DIYs. If you had a favorite, leave that in the comments below. And I do hope that you saw something today that you will subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my creations coming up for 2025. See you soon.